お休み前に英語で国内ニュースの時間です。今日の話題を英語でどうぞ。
Northern Kyushu is experiencing heavy rains due to an active rainy season front with linear rain bands forming in Kumamoto. The front is expected to stay until July 6th, bringing a risk of more very heavy rain to northern Kyushu. There's also a possibility of landslides in northern Kyushu and Shikoku. Please stay safe.
Police re-arrested Hu Shi, a suspected executive of the international crime group, Prince Group, on July 5th. He is accused of immigration law violations, including providing his residence card. Hu, a 44-year-old Chinese national, reportedly stated he wanted a safe place to live and Japan was a candidate. Police believe he sought permanent residency.
The funeral for Iran's former supreme leader Khamenei, who was killed in attacks by the U.S. and Israel, continues. Reports indicate that the U.S. and Iran have agreed to pause talks on ending the conflict for 1 week. This pause will last until the conclusion of the funeral ceremonies.
The United States celebrated its 250th Independence Day on July 4th, with events across the country. However, protests against the Trump administration also took place. Demonstrators expressed concerns that American democracy and freedom are being threatened, highlighting a divide in the nation as it marks this historic milestone.
A 19-year-old man was arrested in Kitami City, Hokkaido, on July 4th. He is suspected of assaulting his teenage girlfriend, leaving her in critical, unconscious condition. Police were alerted by firefighters and found the man, a construction worker, at the scene. He has admitted to the charges. Police are investigating the incident.
A 44-year-old man, Yohei Takimoto, was arrested in Moriguchi City, Osaka, for attempted murder. He allegedly chased and hit an 11-year-old boy on a bicycle with his car on July 3rd, causing injuries. Police state Takimoto backed up his car to collide with the boy. Takimoto partially denies the charges, claiming it was not intentional.
A memorial service for former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was held on July 5th in Shimonoseki, nearly 4 years after his assassination. His wife, Eiki Abe, asked attendees to make Shinzo Abe's seeds blossom, urging them to remember his legacy and continue his work. Many dignitaries also attended to honor his memory.
Indian stocks are gaining attention as a safe asset amid global AI market fluctuations. The Indian market, which largely missed the AI boom, now attracts investors seeking stability. The NSE Nifty 50 index shows less volatility, with foreign investment outflows decreasing in June. Experts suggest India acts as an AI hedge in emerging markets.
Japan has approximately 2,200 Type 4 railway crossings without gates or alarms where accidents are frequent. Progress to eliminate or upgrade them is slow, despite a government recommendation 5 years ago. High renovation costs and difficulty gaining resident approval are major obstacles. Nearly half of railway operators lack concrete plans for these dangerous crossings.
次は社会のニュースです。
A rain front is causing heavy rainfall in northern Kyushu with linear rain bands observed in Kumamoto. This front is expected to remain active until July 6th, bringing a risk of more extremely heavy rain to the region. Residents should be aware of potential landslides and flooding.
4 years after former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's assassination, a memorial service took place in Shimonoseki on July 5th. His wife, Eiki Abe, asked attendees to let the many seeds he sowed bloom, hoping people would remember him. many officials and citizens gathered to honor his memory.
Police rearrested Hu Shi, an alleged executive of the Prince Group International Crime Organization, for immigration law violations. He's suspected of providing a residence card. Previously arrested for false residency changes, Hu reportedly sought permanent residency in Japan, stating he wanted a safe place to live. He denies some charges.
In Shizuoka Prefecture, selective culling has been implemented for the first time nationwide to combat swine fever. This new approach aims to control the spread of the disease more efficiently. Authorities are working to contain the outbreak and protect the local pig farming industry.
A 5-year-old boy, Reo Tanaka, has been missing for 2 weeks from a hot spring facility in Kirishima, Kagoshima. He disappeared from the changing room after his parents briefly looked away. Police are conducting extensive searches, including nearby rivers, but no clues have been found so far.
A 19-year-old boy was arrested in Kitami, Hokkaido on July 4th. He's suspected of pushing his teenage girlfriend at home, causing injuries. The girl was initially unconscious but later regained consciousness in the hospital. The suspect admitted to the allegations, and police are investigating the incident.
A powerful X-class solar flare erupted on July 5th, causing ongoing geomagnetic storms. This could lead to GPS errors in car navigation and smartphones and temporarily disrupted shortwave communication. While there's no direct human impact, more flares are possible. Users should be aware of potential GPS inaccuracies.
Japan's Supreme Court ruled in June 2026 that gains from exchanging one foreign currency for another are taxable, even before converting back to yen. This upholds the tax agency's view. This decision, from a case about yen to dollar to pound exchanges, could significantly affect cryptocurrency taxation.
Local governments are failing to adequately guide disability welfare service providers. In fiscal year 2024, only about 10% of municipalities met the national inspection target, with some conducting no checks. This raises concerns about improper operations and fraudulent claims. Last year, fraud exceeded 3.2 billion yen, partly due to staff shortages.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Little DP's Tax Research Committee Chairman Gonin Onodera said on July 5th that a clear direction is needed soon for consumption tax cuts. He warned that without it, the April next year start date might be missed. This discussion is part of a cross-party council. Opposition parties have differing views.
Micron Memory Japan began expanding its Hiroshima plant on July 4th. This aims to increase advanced memory production for AI. The expansion covers 28,000 square meters and will create over 1,000 jobs. Micron plans a 1.5 trillion yen investment, with the government providing up to 536 billion yen in support.
In the New York foreign exchange market on July 3rd, the yen weakened to the 161.39 to 49 range against the dollar. This was mainly due to investors selling yen and buying dollars for position adjustments. It followed the yen's rise the previous day, which was prompted by U.S. employment data.
Prime Minister Takeichi returned to Japan on the evening of July 3rd after a 3-day visit to India. She arrived at Haneda Airport during her trip to New Delhi. She held a summit meeting with Indian Prime Minister Modi on July 2nd to discuss deepening strategic cooperation between the two nations.
Opposition parties at the House of Councilors Steering Committee requested Prime Minister Takaichi attend an intensive budget committee deliberation. They reiterated this demand to the government. The government replied that it would cooperate if a diet schedule is confirmed. This shows continued political debate over the Prime Minister's diet appearances.
LDP Policy Research Council Chairman Kobayashi emphasized the urgent need to secure the number of imperial family members. He stated his intention to ensure the Imperial House Law Revision Bill passes during the current Diet session. This comes amidst ongoing political disagreements between the ruling and opposition parties in the Diet.
Japan's Public Pension Fund, GPIF, announced a 41.3995 trillion yen profit for the last fiscal year. This marks the sixth consecutive year of positive returns and is the second highest profit ever recorded. Strong domestic and international stock markets combined with a weaker yen significantly boosted these earnings.
The average price for 5 kilograms of rice has dropped to 3,590 yen, and new rice prices might fall below 3,000 yen. Experts attribute this to oversupply in the market. A successful harvest last year, coupled with high purchasing prices from distributors, has led to a current surplus.
A proposed amendment to the Personal Information Protection Law faces debate. It would allow personal data, including sensitive medical and criminal records, to be provided without consent for AI development or statistics. A lawyer raised concerns that this could enable collection from the Internet or sharing by companies without individual permission.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Dodgers pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto earned his ninth win on July 4th. Pitching 7 scoreless innings against the Padres, he struck out 10 batters, tying his career high, and allowed just 3 hits. The Dodgers won 3-0, their third straight victory. Shohei Ohtani was absent from the game due to a right bicep issue.
Rockies pitcher Tomoyuki Sugano has been placed on the 15-day injured list, retroactive to July 1st, due to back spasms. This is his first time on the IL in his second MLB season. Sugano holds an 8-4 record with a 4.80 ERA this season. He had recently skipped a start due to a finger issue.
In the FIFA World Cup North America tournament, France defeated Paraguay 1-0 in the round of 16. France struggled against Paraguay's strong defense, but secured their victory with a penalty kick, advancing to the quarterfinals. Kylian Mbappé scored his 7th goal of the tournament, matching the leading scorer.
The MLB All-Star Game roster was announced on July 4th. Shohei Ohtani was selected for his 6th All-Star appearance as a hitter, but not as a pitcher. Yoshinobu Yamamoto made the team for the second straight year. Blue Jays infielder Kazuma Okamoto was not chosen, missing the chance to be the first Japanese infielder.
Cubs pitcher Shota Imanaga took his 7th loss of the season on July 4th. Starting against the Cardinals, he allowed 2 runs before being pulled in the 5th inning. His teammate Seiya Suzuki also had a quiet game, going hitless.
The FIFA World Cup North America Tournament's round of 16 began on July 5th, Japan time. Teams are now competing in the second round of the knockout stage to secure a spot in the quarterfinals, aiming for the top 8. Updates on schedules, results, and match highlights will be continuously provided.
In the World Cup knockout stage, Argentina defeated first-time participant Cape Verde 3-2 in extra time. Lionel Messi scored his 20th World Cup goal, a personal record. Despite the loss, Cape Verde, a small nation, received widespread applause for their incredible fight against the defending champions.
Aguri Iwasaki won the Men's Golf Players' Championship on July 5th, securing his first victory in 2 years and his third career title. He shot an impressive 10 birdies and 1 bogey for a final round 63, finishing with a total of 25 under par. Iwasaki earned 10 million yen in prize money.
Reports suggest that Paraguay's staff may have insulted the deceased mother of France's coach, Didier Deschamps. Deschamps stated that the staff's remarks were terrible. This alleged incident reportedly occurred during the recent World Cup match between France and Paraguay, adding tension to the competition.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
The Chinese Ministry of National Defense announced that Chinese and Russian navies will hold joint exercises in July. The drills will take place near Qingdao in eastern China. Afterward, some units will conduct joint patrols in the Pacific Ocean. This action is intended to strengthen their military cooperation.
Russia's military invasion of Ukraine continues. Russian and Ukrainian forces are engaged in ongoing battles across various regions of Ukraine. As a result, many civilians have been forced to flee the country. The conflict's developments and related international diplomatic efforts are being closely monitored.
Russia proposed a 6-hour ceasefire in Konstantinovka, eastern Ukraine, for July 6th. This is to allow for the handover of Ukrainian soldiers' bodies. Russia had claimed control of the key city on July 3rd, but Ukraine's President Zelensky denied it. Russia requested Ukraine's reply by noon on July 5th.
President Trump spoke separately by phone with Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky on July 4th. The call with President Putin lasted nearly 90 minutes. President Trump expressed his readiness to cooperate on finding a solution to the Ukraine conflict. President Zelensky also described his discussion with President Trump as very good.
The United States marked its 250th Independence Day on July 4th, with celebratory events held across the country. Simultaneously, protests against the Trump administration were also observed. Demonstrators raised concerns that America's core values, such as democracy and freedom, are currently under threat.
On America's 250th Independence Day, July 4th, President Trump delivered a speech in Washington, D.C. He celebrated the nation's history of victory and freedom, inviting veterans and astronauts. However, President Trump also criticized domestic opponents as communists, bringing a political element to the celebratory event.
The state funeral for Iran's former supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, began in Tehran on July 4th. He was reportedly killed in a U.S. and Israeli attack in February. An estimated 20 million people are attending this exceptionally large funeral. Cries for revenge were heard during the ceremony.
On July 4th, Russian and Ukrainian leaders held separate phone calls with U.S. President Trump. They offered congratulations on Independence Day and discussed the situation in Ukraine. These talks took place just before the NATO summit, which is scheduled to start on July 7th in Turkey.
The China Coast Guard announced it will regularly conduct patrols in the waters east of Taiwan, stating these are law enforcement activities. This action is seen as China's effort to strengthen its claims of jurisdiction. Taiwan's Coast Guard authorities have strongly condemned this move.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
The first half of 2026 saw a marriage rush among Japanese celebrities. Actress Masami Nagasawa married director Takeshi Fukunaga in January. Actors Ryunosuke Kamiki, Fuju Kamiyo, and Yurina Hiradi also tied the knot. Many well-known figures from various fields announced their unions, marking a happy and busy period for the entertainment industry.
Comedian Ginji Watanabe of Don Décolleté is making his acting debut. He will star in Drum Vivant the Origin Story, a spin-off of the popular Vivant series. This Unext exclusive streams from July 12th. Watanabe plays Zaul, Drum's uncle, expressing surprise his first foreign country would be the fictional Balka Republic.
Multi-talented Misono, 41, has given birth to her first child, a baby boy. She delivered her son via C-section in spring 2026, weighing 33,026 grams. This joyful event followed fertility treatments and her husband's battle with testicular cancer. Misono stated her son's well-being is now her top priority above her own sleep and meals.
Japanese group, Aishi Group, held a press conference for their first tour as a 4-member unit, expressing determination for a restart. They also announced former member Richard Keita Kusama's return on July 2nd. Leader Ken Kojima expressed great relief. The group plans to power up and continue their entertainment journey with fans.
In Yamagata City, Gifu Prefecture, 11 Buddhist statues have gone missing from Tozenji Temple. The chief priest discovered the absence on the morning of July 4th. Police are now investigating the incident as a suspected theft. This loss represents a significant cultural concern for the local community.
Japanese dancer Ryo Giraffe 20 won gold in the male senior solo division at the 15th Moscow International Ballet Competition. This is the first Japanese gold since 2017. Izuhisa Watabe won silver in male junior solo, and Sakura Nagai received bronze in female junior solo. This competition is among the world's top 3 ballet events.
Global pop star Taylor Swift, 36, and NFL player Travis Kelce, 36, celebrated their wedding in New York. About 1,000 celebrities and guests attended a large party at Madison Square Garden on July 3rd. A screen outside displayed just TNT married. Swift's publicist confirmed the ceremony, with actor Hugh Grant among attendees.
Ayano Mori, 38, vocalist and keyboardist for KJIF, announced her breast cancer has recurred. Diagnosed last December, she began chemotherapy in January but continues music activities. Mori intends to keep performing, inspired by others living with cancer. Her Nagoya concert in October will proceed as planned.
Reports of actor Jiro Sato's harassment of actress Ai Hashimoto during a Fuji TV drama filming have led to social media slander. Hashimoto's agency contacted police. Fuji TV confirmed Sato was severely warned for his conduct after an investigation. Sato's agency denied harassment, while Hashimoto's agency affirmed Fuji TV's report.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。